companies are just trying to push. I don't think it can really make a big difference,
Big impact.
big impact, and maybe some. Maybe it's the next step over automation, but nothing beyond that. Yeah.
Because we used to have automation since like even like Ford. The first Ford is the one that did
Yeah.
the streamlining of
Streamline.
manufacturing, right? Cars.
Yeah.
That itself is kind of like semi-automated.
Yes.
But now we have robots building cars.
Yeah, even like even before the AI was there,
Yeah.
the one thing where you could see that is car used to figure out where there were systems where car used to figure out the parts are
Yeah.
good, right?
Yeah.
That's also a mini
That's
version of
part of the
AI.
mini.
Yeah.
And then also, if you want to put it different, if you want to build a different model of the car, so they know how to change. The robots know how to change themselves to become fit into that. CNC machines they call, but basically the robots. So we had all this technology,
The
but
yeah, the other way, the other place where AI could be useful is when you do a data analysis. It's more like the algorithm. Like, you can go beyond like little more in depth for analyzing the data and giving
yes,
predictions, right?
yeah,
That we before we used to have just like a charts and all that stuff, but
yeah,
we couldn't predict anything with that
yeah.
data except for the managers. So your AI could be useful in that area only.
Like for example, like if you look at Amazon, right?
Yeah.
You buy products, and
Yes.
then it tells you the top five customer reviews.
Yes. It's
Instead of reading all the reviews, they say this is what
so
customers
AI is
thinks.
just a simple chat GPT is simple extension of autocomplete
Yeah,
because
regex.
yeah, autocomplete just gives us like the next three or four words we are going to type. It just predicts the next three or four words. But
Autofill.
your chat GPT predicts next one document.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, it's just another part of machine
Yeah,
learning, a smaller bit
it
of
kind of helps in certain ways. A lot of different things it helps,
yeah.
and basically, and also HR might be able to use it.
HRs, yeah, some
And
areas
yeah,
it could be useful, but the way it's not a field where it will revolutionize
yeah,
everything, right?
or slash
But
slash
yeah,
slash
it's a
jobs and all
better
that.
step of automation or
Yeah,
predicting some
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you for the in-depth
yeah,
discussion. We'll talk a little bit more. Okay, Sushi. Any AI
AI.
thoughts? AI thoughts on the sales and
Yeah.
MBA sales and management?
For me, AI is actually nowadays people shouldn't replace AI for like a human. They have to use it as a partner or assistant. There's like lots of cons there, right? People use it for like this morphing videos and all. It's very easy, like the way you talk and like someone is actually easily morphed and like blackmailing and all this shit going on, right?
Yeah,
In one way this is nice for robotic and all this shit. Actually
yeah,
in another way it's lots of cons there, right?
yeah,
deep
It's very
fakes.
dangerous, it's
yeah,
very dangerous, and also people become very lazy. They like chat gpt and all, they just go and like get the answer. They're
yeah.
not putting their mind and thoughts to develop or create anything.
Right,
Like
right.
maybe for the higher people like who's like ready to build a robot and all, they are actually have a knowledge for that.
Yeah,
But for the someone who's studying or like getting into know that, they're not putting all the effort. They just go there and like snap the ideas which is already there. So in
Nice point, right? It'll curb learning,
yeah.
and even it will affect the scientists, right? If you just get your answers like this, and if you don't learn the depth part, right,
Right.
you cannot find the next invention. If you know to the depth, right, everything you learn in the next in your head, then you'll be able to do the next invention. It will stop you from learning. True, that's a nice point. Yeah.
That's yeah, true. That's a good point.
And
Anything else?
yeah, the deep fakes also are like one
it's
negative
too
part.
much like they just literally mob anything,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
anything.
Done.
Yeah.
Vicky is going to go for an interview, and it's his job is going to be about AI,
Right.
and he's a chemist, and he's going to be finishing his MBA in finance. And he
Yeah.
has job interviews, so just want to give a background about the future
Of AI.
AI. Go ahead, and it's
Uh,
solely up to
you're very optimistic about
I'm very
AI.
optimistic on this standpoint. I think AI is basically going to change the world. And it's going to revolutionize the
like
whole
how that's
industry.
what we were.
But it doesn't have points.
No. I'll get to that. So, a lot of the jobs right now is basically like gaining some information in one point, and then basically kind of regurgitating the exact same information to the next person. So there's no creativity being added over there.
That's automation.
Okay, yes,
But the thing is, the good point,
right,
Vicky, instead of they calling people calling automation, right? They call it AI
AI,
now.
right,
So that's the problem, that most people are having problems with. That's
yes,
even like in LinkedIn. I went off one
right.
day. I don't like what the hell is this, AI. A couple of like last year and a half or something. Then I deleted all those messages in the Kumanaki and name, because
Yeah.
yeah, continue.
Okay, yes. I think it is going to revolutionize it though, because also the other point that we were talking about earlier, saying that there's not going to be new learning or new inventions, right? Because every time like the internet came, your answer is easier, so you don't have to read a whole book to get a solution or like your answer that you're looking for. You just type in a question and then it gives you an answer right away. Now this AI is probably just the next level of internet.
Yeah,
It's going to give you an answer faster, but you're also going to be solving like much bigger problems than what you would have done spending your time looking through the internet for that one solution,
that's
or
true.
like looking through like
I
multiple
do agree
books.
with that because when you do Google search of stuff, right now they are right on the top. They show you this is probably basically what it is,
Right,
and I just want to read the summary. I don't want to go through click all the different web pages to get my answer. You know what I mean?
right.
So that they do a lot of work for me already.
Yeah,
Just like even Amazon customer reviews that you're
yeah.
talking about.
And those, it's so good, right? I mean, most of the time that you're exactly what you're thinking or what you want is being predicted and being
Right.
reproduced. So,
So that's pretty much all it is. Software crunching numbers or
right,
data if they have a database, pulling data and analyzing and showing it to you in a summary level.
yeah,
Cut your time in half.
right,
Okay, now let's talk about your chemist, right?
yes,
You used to work in the chemicals
right,
factories and all that.
yeah.
How would that help you with pharmaceuticals and things like that?
Um, so there's a lot of repetitive stuff, and those industries they're not as fast moving in adopting new technology, right? So AI would be like a big change for them, especially if it comes from like somebody who's been trained on one software to like design like systems and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It takes them a while to kind of get onto a new system because everything is validated and standardized, and
Yeah, yeah,
you need to get like regulatory approvals in like certain industries, so you don't want to change too much up
yeah.
because there's liability, or like you kind of have to go through testing everything again, right?
Especially chemist, pharmaceutical.
Pharmaceutical,
Yeah.
yeah. So this one I feel like it's going to automate a lot of those tasks that you
Ah,
spend most of your time like redoing it or like going through all of those processes.
yeah.
So um, even like designing, right, every time you have to start a new design you have to
Start from
start
scratch.
from scratch. That I think, like you said, can be automated,
Yeah,
but the place where I think it could change is like um, instead of you design, sometimes it's trial and error
yeah.
on these softwares too. So you kind of put in a pipe, you see if the flow is going to be right or if it's going to be turbulent, and then you got to change it multiple times, change the size, change the fittings, change the valves, change the distance, all of those. So it's like trial and error for multiple times until you get the right answer. This thing AI, I feel like it's going to automatically produce the result without you doing all those trial and error situations, at least in that industry. um, where else I think it can automate? uh, so predictability, I think, if it is looking at systems, especially in operations and stuff, that's basically what I do, right? My job, whichever I'm doing, I'm not adding a lot of creativity, but I'm just kind of redoing most of the stuff I learned in school in a different manner, solving different problems. But nothing is brand new where I'm doing an innovation because I'm not a scientist. So as long as I have specific information and I'm just making decisions out of that, but different decisions in different circumstances, I feel like AI can do that 100%.
But you're doing the input though, right?
Um, Input also is like pretty much everything is a parameter or like a
So AI is
instrument.
going to come and tell you this is what you should be doing.
It can give me an option, I can validate it and say yes or no.
No, but you have to give it some inputs, right? I want this. I want this. I want this. Go see what you think I should be doing.
Yes, right.
So basically, it's a wizard. In software IDEs, we used to have wizards.
Right.
Do this, do this, do this, do this, and then boom, software is run. So we had those already.
But
That's
there's like two kinds of engineers, right? There's a design engineer and there's an operating engineer. So operating engineer is not giving any new information. Design engineer is designing the system to run on specific parameters, and operating engineer is just making sure there's no issue, like a belt is not slipping. If it is
right, right,
slipping, how
right.
to solve it. So operating engineer can be eliminated completely.
Yep.
Even design engineer, like, is can be eliminated completely because the actual specs are coming from the customer.
From the top, he can just do the
Right.
wizard.
Right. So customer can just tell you that I want 200 gallon flow rate.
Yeah, those can be automated.
Yeah, it can be designed by
Yeah.
AI.
Automated automation. Okay,
So
that is a long video. I know we have. Somebody should go tell Subhash.
yeah, probably.
And also, people stop putting confidential stuff in AI. Actually, they are like,
Right.
yeah, like simply everyone is putting everything on that. It
Yeah,
collects the
it
details,
does
right?
collect. Yeah,
Yeah.
but nowadays I think you get like certain specific ones because it has been an issue that they tell you that we're not going to hold your data. But I don't know how true that is.
They just say that. I don't think.